Hello and welcome everyone to Leadership Insight. Today it's about leadership, strength in struggle, empowering career women to overcome tough times. Listen, you don't necessarily have to be a career woman to embrace of what we're going to be talking about today. Literally, this is overcoming tough times. Please don't forget to like and subscribe from whatever platform you are viewing us from. We thoroughly appreciate you taking out the time to one, get knowledge for yourself, and two, we appreciate you watching us. Again, today's session is all about leadership, strength in struggle, empowering your career in tough times. Whether you are facing setbacks or simply feeling overwhelmed by the pressure of work and life, today's session is designed to provide you with the strength and strategies to not just survive, but we want you to be able to thrive. We're going to explore challenges and leadership, discuss some practical steps that you can take to rise above the difficulties you might be facing. This is really going to be able to equip you with the mental resilience and strategic thinking necessary to turn challenges into opportunities for growth. If you missed us last week, it was all about empower your leadership, harnessing your strengths every day for career success. Our three topics that we covered: identifying your strengths, calling out your strengths, and being able to manage your weaknesses. And thus, if you missed that, please go back and check that out. Now, today's 3 points, we are going to talk about mental resilience, strategic adaptability, and purpose driven action. And so, before I move into it, let's do a quick roll call. Whether you're catching us live, whether you're catching us on a replay, please shout us out. If there is something that is resonating with you, let us know that. And if you ever are just like, listen, Sparkle Joy Coach Miranda, I want to know about this in terms of a leadership. Throw a comment in there. My team, myself, we definitely go back and review the comments, and we'd love to hear from you. Whether something is resonating, whether you have a question, drop it in the comments. Doesn't matter, again, whether you're catching us live or the replay. We are here to make sure we want to partner with you because we want you to succeed in your career. We do not want you to have to struggle like countless of us have had to do in the past. Okay. I understand this world is about me, me, mine. We don't subscribe to that methodology or theory. We believe some of this stuff should just be for you to be able to take it in. You shouldn't have to just go through hoops to get this information. Oh, really quick, just in case, I don't want my shoulder right here to be a distraction. But listen, your girl is seriously, she has been working out. And I don't know why I had to go into a third person approach here, but your girl has been seriously working out. So do not let my KT tape be a distraction. Most of the time, I have actually been wearing KT tape for probably like the past 6 weeks. Normally, I try to cover it with my shirt, or I'll like, get to an angle, do whatever you gotta do. But hey, listen, it's KT tape and do not let it distract you. Now, allow me to tell you a quick story, and I want you to sit back and see, does this resonate with you? Can you see yourself in this situation? So, this story is important, and I want you to recognize where you fall in this. Welcome to the problems we face at work. And I know some of you have already listed 500,000 problems. Well, maybe not 500,000 problems, maybe just one or two. But I know some of y'all have about five or 10, not 500,000. Consider Lisa in her career, who has always performed exceptionally in her responsibilities. Remember, because some of you come from the mindset, if I do the work and do the work well, I'm going to succeed, right? And y'all are sitting there like, I do the work and I do it well, but I haven't gotten that promotion yet, right? Okay, okay, okay. I understand that. That's why you also need to keep making sure that you are investing in yourself so that you will succeed. Unfortunately, that whole adage and motto, all I got to do is just do my best. Yeah, sometimes we got to do a little bit more, but don't let that deter you. Let that motivate you to find out what works best for you. Now, back to Lisa, who performs exceptionally in her career, her responsibilities. She routinely meets her objectives and she gets praised all the time. And so do you, I'm sure, too. Subsequently, she encountered this noteworthy obstacle, a corporate restructuring that left her feeling disorientated, devalued, and really uncertain about where am I going to go from here? What are my prospects? And so Lisa was also going through difficulties at home. And how many of you have to show up to work knowing what just happened between you and your child, or what happened between you and maybe it was a family member, who knows? But things happen. It does become difficult to then transform, like you just didn't have an argument, or the roof just didn't leak, or what have you. We also need to come to understanding when we show up at work, it's nice to be able to say to leave everything at home, but that's just not the reality. However, there are things that we can do to try to leave some of that at home while we're showing up. But back to Lisa. Lisa going through difficulties at home, which of course adds to the strain and stress that she was under at work. And so, how many times have you found yourself able to stay calm, right? Like literally, you just had an explosive argument. You either logged on to work or you drove 15, 30 minutes, 45 minutes to get to work. And then you have to show up being your best, like you just didn't go through something. Well, Lisa was faced with, how do I handle all of this? The difficulty she faced wasn't just this particular low point in her career, but rather it was also this turning point that would define her course going forward. Remember your response, what you do. Sometimes we want to look at each and every other person, each and every situation that someone else is going through. But let's turn it back to us and look at our response to what we're going to do. For Lisa, she used this as a turning point in terms of leadership. Remember, we have the choice to either seize a chance, seize an opportunity, test our fortitude, or we can then choose not to take those things. We can wallow, we can be in places that we really don't need to be in, people. Listen, let your fortitude, let your thought process take you through. Listen, we have tenacity. We have the capability to continue to move forward. Lisa experienced this obstacle, but instead of allowing it to throw her off her game, she used it as growth. It served as this poignant reminder that when we embrace difficult times, we can allow that to fuel us. And not only does it fuel us at work, it will fuel us at home. It's how we deal with these situations, how we reframe the way that we're thinking about them is what is going to get us through. So let's jump into our first point. We're going to talk about mental resilience, looking at strategies for getting through these difficult times. In terms of mental resilience, first, we need to build, it's like anything, it's like exercise. You just don't start at 1,000 when you're doing it. You have to build to where you're going. And that's the same. I don't know if people just think, oh, I'm just mentally, I got it all together. I just have it. I don't face any obstacles. Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. You have to build your mental resilience. You have to build it. You have to work on it. It just does not. And for that person where it just shows up naturally, kudos to you. But most of us have to build and work on it. Understand setbacks are part of the journey and they are not the end. Cultivate that mindset that views challenges as opportunities for growth rather than obstacles. Literally say to yourself, this is a challenge for my betterment. This is a challenge for my good. This is not going to define me. This is going to inspire me. If you are not that person that is truly into positive reinforcement, Imma just tell you right now, this may not be the session for you because for me, it is all about your positivity can really change and redirect your thinking. And so it requires a shift in perspective, seeing the negative as a necessary part of your leadership development. Focus on self care, mindfulness, and maintaining a positive outlook, even when circumstances are challenging. Resilience is not just about enduring the hardship, it's also about growing and learning. What did I learn? If you learn something from your particular situation, trust me, you did not lose. Change the way you think about failure. The power of a positive attitude cannot be overstated in this process. Resilience is fueled by positivity, which enables you to face every obstacle head on with hope and resolve. It enables you to look past whatever current situations, whatever current problems. Listen, your child may not be doing well, even though school may have just started, but maybe they had a bumpy week or bumpy couple of weeks. That does not mean that they are going to fail. That means that you are going to dig deep. You're going to do what you need to do to help them and you're going to shine on the other end. What can we learn from this situation? How can we help our child through this situation? I know I just veered off and started talking about because I wanted to make sure that it is relatable to you and to let you know that yes, we go through all of these things. You are not alone in your challenges. You are not alone with the things that are happening. It does happen to us. We just don't always talk about it. If positivity is not your thing and it is something that is new to you, do not be afraid to do some Google searches on positivity. It doesn't happen overnight. It is a practice that must be practiced. So, did you hear that? It's a practice that must be practiced. Now let's move to our second point, strategic adaptability. Being strategically adaptable in tough times, you got to be adaptable, flexible. If you are too rigid in a tough time, that is going to be your worst enemy. Imagine being so rigid that when it when something bends, it doesn't it there's no buoyancy, there's no flexibility. If it bends, it snaps and breaks. That's not how you want to be in leadership. You don't want to snap and break, which is why strategic adaptability is so important. You want some buoyancy, you want some bend, you want some give and some take. You want give and take. And understand, I am asking some of you to go outside of your comfort zone. And that is okay. That is where we grow. That is where we stretch. I need you to embrace flexibility. I need you to embrace the willingness to pivot when necessary. This means being open to new ideals, adjusting your goals, and rethinking your strategies. Just because you started one particular strategy does not mean that you are supposed to stay in that strategy. If that strategy is not working, it is time to pivot. Do not think, and this is the problem, you're going to think, oh, I came up with this strategy, I failed at it. It is not failure. You recognize the strategy is not working. You are going to use strategic adaptability and be flexible and learn to pivot, be open to new ideals, new suggestions. Adaptability also involves leveraging your network and seeking support from mentors, from peers, from coaches, whoever you have that's in your circle. And then sometimes we can go outside of our circle, especially when it's mentors and coaches. Being adaptable allows you to navigate the ups and the downs of your career more effectively, ensuring that you can lead through uncertainty with confidence. And our third point, purpose driven action with everything that goes on, and especially when you wake up and you're just like, how am I going to get through this day? I went to sleep last night and my furnace was broke and I got to go to work and they're getting on my nerves. They're getting on my nerves. I know some of y'all are like, how does she know that just happened to me? Because it happens to the best of us. When everything seems like it's going to go or it's gone awry, I need you to reconnect with your core purpose, why you started the journey in the first place. Where are you trying to go? What's your why in all of this? You need to be reconnected. Some would say maybe to the source, whatever that source is for you. But you need to kind of step back so you can refocus. Why did you start? What are you trying to do? And remember those things. Let that purpose guide you to make those decisions and the actions, not the emotional state you may be in, not the worry state you may be in, not the anxious state that you may be in, but stop and realign with your core purpose and let that be the guide for you. It isn't about taking massive steps. And that's another thing, because sometimes we really want to take a marathon and we really want to run a marathon and we think that we should be able to do it overnight, when in fact, people who train for marathons, they train in a targeted way. They don't go out and just start and think that they're going to do the entire thing. They do it in bite-sized chunks every day, or for the most part every day, in different incremental steps. And it's not about massive leaps, it's about being consistent. Purpose driven steps that align with your long term goals. And if you sat there and said, Sparkle Joy Coach Miranda, I don't have any long term goals, please connect with me because you need long-term goals for your career, for your life in different areas. And if not me, connect with someone else that can help you. Your career is as important as you believe it is, okay? I can't want it more than you. And hopefully you'll be able to connect with someone. Again, if not me, connect with someone that can help you and assist you because you need to make sure that you're aligned with your long term goals. Even small intentional actions can create momentum and it can help you to regain when you feel that you have been knocked down. So, if you have those small goals, where you're like, you know what, this happened, but I was able to do this. See, you're able to focus on that, whatever that this was. You need that. You need to be able to realign with your goals, but you need to have goals. You definitely need something to realign to. Purpose driven action will help to keep you motivated and focused, even in the face of adversity. Tough times literally are inevitable. We're going to have them. Some of you are having some right now. Some of y'all had some last week. Some of y'all had some last month. Okay. I have them. My associates, my friends, they have tough times. So no one is just immune to it. However, how you respond will define your leadership strength. And this is leadership insight. And I want your leadership strength to grow in its capacity. And how does it grow in its capacity? By doing the things that we just talked about, even in hard times. You need that mental resilience. You need to be able to be strategically adaptable, and you need to be able to refocus to your purpose driven actions. We need all of that. All of that is going to help your leadership strength. We discussed the importance of challenging times, which reminds us that the struggles we faced are not failures, but opportunities for growth. By focusing on your mental resilience, strategic adaptability, and purpose driven action, you can navigate these challenges regardless of where they come, and you will become stronger. Remember, leadership is not just about leading others, but it's also about leading yourself through the highs and the lows of your career. Embrace the struggle, learn from it, and use it as a stepping stone to your next success. I always love ending with the quote: the greatest glory in living lies not in never falling, but rising every time we fall. This session has been about empowerment and knowing that you have the tools and the strength within to overcome any challenge that you are currently in, any challenge that you may face tomorrow. It is time to apply these strategies and continue on your path. Join me next week for more incredible insights and an insightful session. You deserve nothing but the best. It's my goal to ensure that you move to your next level. Let's take your career to new heights together.